Hi everyone and welcome to I Speak English. In this class I'm going to teach you about paraphrasing and synonyms for IELTS Writing Part 1. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe to the channel so that you stay updated on all of our IELTS videos. And if you learned something new today, make sure you give the video a thumbs up or a like. If you want a full guide to IELTS Writing Part 1, this video is actually part of a full course that you can buy from udemy.com, and I'm giving an exclusive discount to my YouTube followers, so click the link in the description box below to get the full course. So let's jump in then.
But first, let's just take a look at the marking criteria as we normally do before each section. So your Band 7 marking criteria for lexical resource or for vocabulary, you need to use a sufficient range of vocabulary and to have some flexibility and precision. So you need to be using quite a big range. Try not to repeat words that you use and try to use them as accurately as you can. You also need to use less common lexical terms with some awareness of style and collocation. This word awareness is very important. So often I see students that will use really bizarre or strange words that just look completely out of place in the essay. They don't make sense and they're really not appropriate. That's the worst thing you can do for lexical resource, and your mark for lexical resource will go way down if you try to do this. So you need to use a few uncommon terms, but they need to be appropriate. They need to make sense. Okay, and your last thing, you have a bit of room for error, so you can make occasional errors in word choice or spelling or word formation. Obviously, we'd like you to be as accurate as you can, but if you make the odd mistake, it won't bring your mark down too much. And Band 8. So now you need to use a wide range of vocabulary. Again, don't repeat yourself. Try to use a different word every time you write the word if you can, if it's possible, and again, if it's appropriate. And you need to be using this vocabulary very fluently and flexibly to convey precise meanings. So IELTS writing is all about writing in detail, but precisely and concisely. So you need to put as much information as possible in as less words as possible. And I'll show you how to do that later on in the course. Again, you need to use uncommon lexical items, but skillfully, and you only have a couple of opportunities for errors or inaccuracy at Band 8. Again, produces rare errors in spelling and word formation, so you have to be really super accurate at Band 8. Okay, so that's your marking criteria. Now let's take a look at synonyms and paraphrasing. So for your title sentence, we may have seen these words before in a previous lecture. If you've looked at the lecture for your paraphrase sentence, your first sentence in your essay. So words for graph, you can say chart, diagram, illustration, or table. So try to keep at least 3 of these words in mind when you go into the exam. And that way you can paraphrase really easily because you'll already know synonyms for the word graph. You'll be also writing the word graph quite a few times in your more detailed paragraphs. Show, you can use demonstrate, illustrate, or explain. Again, try to keep 3 of these words in mind and you'll be quicker at paraphrasing. If you get something specific, write it generally in your paraphrase. So again, if you have specific countries, you can make that very vague or very general, and you can just say in 4 countries. And vice versa. If you get something general, make it specific. So if you get over 10 years, be specific about those years between 1995 and 2005, if that information is available to you. Okay, so now let's take a look at how that makes a difference in paraphrasing. So this is our original title. The graph below shows the amount of money spent on books in Germany, France, and Italy and Austria between 1995 and 2005. Here's a bad example of a paraphrase. The graph below shows expenditure on books in Germany, France, Austria, and Italy over 10 years. So there, all we've done is change a couple of words, expenditure for amount, over 10 years for 95, and we've kept the grammar the same as well, so that's a really bad example. It's not a very good paraphrase at all. Whereas if we look at a good example, so we've got the line chart instead of the graph, we have illustrate instead of show, we've got expenditure on books instead of the amount of money spent on books, in 4 countries instead of Germany, France, Italy, and Austria, and over 10 years, 95, 2005. So that's a really good example of using synonyms in paraphrasing. The only thing we'd have to do now is change the structure a little. Again, I've only already showed you how to do that in a previous lecture, so you can hop back to that lecture now if you want to remind yourself. So that's it for synonyms and paraphrasing. All of the synonyms in here are also in your PDF guide, so you can take a look. Have that next to you while you're writing your Part 1 essay.
So that's everything for paraphrasing. I hope this video helped you. If it did, don't forget to give it a like and make sure you subscribe to the rest of the video. And if you want access to the full course, click the link in the description box to get your discounted Udemy course now. That's all from me, and I'll see you in the next class. Bye.